because I don't want to live in a country that has an unequal healthcare system again. So I don't want to empower Republican governors to take away Medicaid, to take away health insurance for low income and middle income working Americans. And I think very much that's what Senator Sanders' plan would do.
Well, unfortunately, I have to say, as much as I admire Chelsea, she didn't read the plan. What Chelsea should know is that we are the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all people as a right, and yet we end up spending far, far more per capita on health care as do the people of any other nation. Now, what my plan would do is not only provide health care to all, it would save middle-class families thousands of dollars, and where she is absolutely wrong, this is a plan that works in 50 states in this country, whether you have conservative Republicans or progressive Democrats. It's a national program in 50 states. Governors cannot deny the people in their states.
So when she and Hillary Clinton argue that you're going to turn over people's health care to Republican governors who are going to take it away, it's just flat wrong?
Yes, flat wrong. This is a program for 50 states. We want states to play a role, but if states don't go forward in the legislation that we introduce, then the federal government will provide the plan.
Now, your plan would cost a lot of money. You could quibble with their, but at $15 trillion.
My plan will save thousands of dollars for every middle-class family in this country. Save thousands of dollars, because right now we pay far more per capita for health care than do the people of any other country. What has to be understood is when you move toward a Medicare for all, you're familiar with Medicare, it works very well for seniors. I think it should work for all people. And when we move to a Medicare for all system, people are no longer going to have to pay private insurance companies. They're not going to have to pay premiums. In the long run, families will save substantial sums.
You told me a couple of weeks ago that you are going to release your tax plan on this issue, this part of your tax plan, before people go to the caucuses in Iowa. That's less than 3 weeks away. Is that still coming?
Absolutely. If I said we're going to do it, that's what we're going to do. And what our tax plan will be is to say loudly and clearly that at a time of massive income and wealth inequality, the wealthiest people and the largest corporations will start paying their fair share of taxes.
Another interview that was on CNN was my colleague Gloria Borger. She talked to Joe Biden, who talked about Hillary Clinton and on the issue of income inequality. I want you to listen to that as well.
Well, it's relatively new for Hillary to talk about that. Hillary's focus has been on other things up to now, and that's been Bernie's. No one questions Bernie's authenticity on those issues.
Is he right? Is Hillary Clinton late to the game on income inequality?
I think Joe Biden and I both share an understanding that there's something fundamentally wrong when 20 wealthiest people in this country own more wealth than the bottom 50%. Joe and I have been working on this issue for many, many years. I think it is fair to say that Hillary Clinton is new to this issue.
Senator, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Good to
Thank
see you. Back to you, Wolfen Anderson.
Thanks very much, Dana. Jake, he is very, very right, Bernie Sanders, when he says recent polls have shown that he is actually ahead of Hillary Clinton among Democrats, not only in New Hampshire, but in Iowa as well.
Not only that, but he's gaining nationally. A New York Times poll released today, CBS News New York Times, had them within, I think, 5 or 6 points of each other nationally, which is a stunning turn of events, given how commanding her national lead has been and how long she has been in public life. Bernie Sanders, still a relatively fresh face on the national scene, his age notwithstanding. She really faces a tough challenge from him, which is why you see her really going after him on this issue of guns. It's one of the only issues, if not the only issue, where she actually can outflank him on the left. On everything else, she is more moderate to conservative than he is in terms of Democratic politics.
What do you think of Joe Biden's comments to Gloria about Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders? Because certainly those were, I would assume, irritating a bit to Hillary Clinton.
Well, I think that the vice president has very complicated feelings about the presidential race. He made it very clear he thinks he would be a better president than anybody else running. He also doesn't see a path to the nomination for him because of Hillary Clinton. And I think that, look, there was that story that Maureen Dowd wrote in which Beau Biden, his now late son, was talking about the superiority of Biden values versus Clinton values. I think that sometimes he can't help himself. I think that he genuinely feels that Bernie Sanders is more sincere and has been more active in talking about wealth inequality than Hillary Clinton. But I think he also likes to zing her a little bit because I think he feels that he would be a better president than she is and a better nominee.
So many of Bernie Sanders supporters have said to me in recent days they think that Bernie Sanders can do to Hillary Clinton what then Senator Barack Obama did to Hillary Clinton in 2008, capture the Democratic presidential nomination.
Well, you know what's so interesting is that it's similar in a lot of ways. The challenges posed by Barack Obama and Bernie Sanders. I think Barack Obama is a much more unique politician than anyone else in the Democratic field in the last 10 years. But that said, in terms of the way that the Clinton campaign didn't initially take Barack Obama's challenge as seriously as they should have, I think there was that same attitude towards Bernie Sanders. And I also think she is out there repeating the same arguments in some cases that were made by her and her campaign against Barack Obama, against Bernie Sanders, which is these arguments about electability. And to be quite candid, the people in Iowa and New Hampshire, the Democratic voters there, many of them remember that. Remember that she said he can't win. She said that about Barack Obama very strongly. They said it off the record, too. They really thought there was no way Barack Obama could ever be elected president. And to make that same argument about Bernie Sanders, even though they're very different candidates, Obama and Sanders, I think that might be a little bit troublesome.
He's a self-avowed socialist too, 74 years old, but you got to admit he has done amazing so far.
Well, he's been really good at capturing the hearts and minds of the Democratic base. Liberals, progressives, young people talking about the issues that affect them day to day, their daily life. And frankly, also, he is, as I said, a fresh face. They don't necessarily know of him, a lot of them, the way that they've known Hillary Clinton. She's been in public life since 1991. And while he has been in office for that long, if not longer, it's been a much lesser profile, much lower profile type of situation. So he is new and fresh, 74 years old,
Yeah.
outstanding.
It's hard to believe. People didn't take him seriously at the beginning, but he has really, really stepped up over these past 5-6 months that this campaign has gone on, and he's doing remarkably well. Can she, let's say hypothetically, she loses the Iowa caucuses, the New Hampshire primary, and then they move to South Carolina, Nevada, and elsewhere. Can she come back after 2 losses like that?
Of course she can. And one of the reasons is that all of the negative stuff that voters know about Hillary Clinton, they don't know negative stuff about Bernie Sanders.
All right, hold on for a moment. Jim Sciutto, our chief national security correspondent, is here. You've got breaking news. What have you learned?
New information. Dawn has come and gone in Iran. That was the original timing discussed for the release of the American sailor.